besties! We are going to do a knit along for the Sailor Slippers by Annie Sews. My yarn got delivered last night. I've got my needles ready, so I'm so excited to cast these on. The yarn that commonly is associated with the pattern is Drops Snow. So my stripes are going to be this cutie orange with white. The orange is shade number 101. The white is shade number 102. The I-cord is a different shade, and this is 121. The bottom of the slippers are going to be shade number 119. I think all these colors together are going to be so cutie, so I'm excited to cast on. So let's start. I do have the pattern on my computer so I can look at it, and there are also videos that go along with the pattern, so I will be watching that for sure. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's knit. We got 8mm needles. That is what we need. All right, step number 1 is to cast on. We're doing a long tail cast on. I'm really excited. Okay, now I'm just gonna follow the pattern. It's been a while since I've worked with bulky, like chunky needles like this, so I just finished a different project and I used much smaller needles. So this is a little bit of an adjustment. Knitting is never about being the fastest. It's okay if you're not that fast. I'm not that fast. All that matters is that you're getting it done. Now that I'm really like starting to do this, since I am so not fast at this, I'm not sure how much talking I'll do throughout this video. Like, maybe I'll just turn it into like a time lapse, because this will take me a little bit. Look at her, she's beautiful, gorgeous, and stunning. Woo! All right, I'm just about to finish this heel. I've got, look at her. I think I'm going to make both at once. So I'm going to do the other heel first before I start the next step, if that makes sense. But it's day 3 of working on my Sailor Slippers. Also, sorry that I look like a freak. I cut my bangs too short yesterday and I can't stand it. Also, trying to block this window because why? But I'm working on my second slipper. I was working on it earlier today. This is where we're at so far. I have to do the last bit of decreasing, so I've got 10 more rows to do, and then I'll be able to switch and work on the soles. These are working up so fast. I literally already want to order more yarn to do different colorways because I'm already obsessed, but I'm gonna work on those decreases, and then hopefully start the sole because I'm curious to see how fast those will work up. I had to wait for a train engine to pass because that horn, it do be loud. But I'm also sorry if this video is filmed in just like the worst way. Cause like this is where I'm knitting and crocheting. Like I'm sorry the lighting is just like too far, but what do you want me to do? This is my space to do my crafts. And I'm not going to bring a ring light into my living room. But I'm gonna watch TV. I'm gonna do all my decreases. And I will keep working. I'm excited that I'm like kind of almost done. I'm really excited with how quickly these have worked up, and the pattern has been really nice. There is a video, like I said, accompanying the pattern, and the pattern does have pictures and like diagrams and stuff. So it's been, in my opinion, people were correct when this first came out that I think it is a very good beginner's project. Like if you know how to knit and you know how to purl, you can look up a video of how to do an SSK or a knit two together. You know what I mean? Like if there's a will, there's a way, and you will find a way. I believe in you. Okie dokie, I have been working for quite a few hours. I think this is where I'm going to stop for today. I still have 15 more rows of this current repeat to do, but this is the underside, so if you can kind of think about how this is turning out. So that is the update. I definitely think I will finish my first slipper tomorrow, and then maybe I will get to start on the sole of the second one also tomorrow. Now that I'm doing a solid color, I can knit outside, and I think that will be really enjoyable for me to do in the morning while I have my coffee and stuff. But I'm just so excited. I am getting nervous, and the closer that we get to the felting part of it, I am worried that like it won't do what it's supposed to, but so far so good. Alright, I lied. I ended up doing all the rest of just a plain stocking net, and now I'm at the part where I'm going to start doing decreases again, but I did go ahead and do more rows. But now I'm actually stopping for day 3. Working on slipper number 2. I've got the Valley on. We are living the dream. This lighting is really ugly, but Alright, besties! I've got 1 slipper. I've got 2 slippers. It's time to seam. I feel like this part is just so much longer than the foot. Like, I counted the way I was supposed to. I think once it gets stretched out, it'll fit. I'm so excited. I've seen people crochet, like they just slip stitch all the way around to seam it, and that seems like a pretty easy route, I'm not gonna lie. And then once it felts, I mean, it sticks together. So I wanna see what people are saying is the easiest method to seam, because I really don't feel like if I could just crochet, you know what I mean? finished one. We're gonna turn it inside out and see how she looks. I think it looks pretty good. So if you're thinking about doing this, I definitely think if you know how to crochet, doing a slip stitch, I think is the move. And then of course these will felt to be smaller. It's a little wonky, but once it's felted, you can like shape the slipper. So here's one. I'm gonna go ahead and slip stitch the other. All right, we have two slippers. I lined up this one a lot cleaner than that, but again, once they're washed and felted, I think molding them to my foot will make them not look as goofy, but whatever. So now it's time to do the I-cord, which I have no idea how this works. All right, I'm following the actual Annie Sews video, and I'm using my circulars as DPNs, and like, it's working. It's gonna take a long time, but this will get done today, one way or another. It's just gonna take a little bit of time, but I'm getting there. It would have never crossed my mind to even try to use my circulars as a DPN, so you'll learn something new every day. Yeah, it's working. It's just, again, gonna take me a little bit, so I'll be back when I have these I-cords done. Then it'll be time for felting. Hello besties, I finished my slippers about an hour ago. The I-cord edge did a number on my fingers and my hands. They hurt so bad from doing that. I'm not gonna felt these until tomorrow because our basement light bulb is out. So it's dark down there. And I have to be down there to monitor these like every 5 minutes or so. So I'm gonna come back tomorrow morning to do the felting. But I'm excited to see how these turn out. But yeah, I-cord edge, she looks good. She looks real good. Good morning, besties. It's time to felt my slippers. I'm gonna go ahead and do normal laundry. I'm gonna put in like all of our towels in here too, because the agitation and friction can help them felt faster. I'm not gonna film in the basement because we do live on the top floor. I don't want to talk too loud in the basement because it is really early. I don't want to bother the neighbors. So I will just pop these in with normal detergent. I have my little pod, and I will just check on them every 5 minutes, like the pattern says too, because I don't want to over felt them, but I'm excited. All right, I just checked on them after about 10 minutes, and the water for one is not hot, so that's a whole different issue. I don't think they're gonna felt in any capacity because the water itself is not fucking hot for some reason. So I'm just gonna leave them in there for the whole cycle because I'm washing the towels anyway, and then I'm gonna have to put them in the dryer for like intervals and see how that goes because that actually will get hot. But the washing machine is not gonna be my saving grace in this endeavor, I fear. They did felt a little bit. This one felted more than this one did. So I'm gonna pop them in the dryer and just like really monitor these like in very short intervals. Bye-bye. I'm pretty much gonna stay down here and every 5 minutes open this shit up and look at them. Here's the update. I just spent an hour checking on these slippers every 10 minutes. I was just in my basement for an hour, just like waiting. And they are felting, but they are still too big. So I just put the laundry in for 40 more minutes and I'm just gonna leave them alone. They can do what they gotta do. And when I am done with that, if they're still too big, I'm going to put them in hot water and either I might put them back in the dryer by themselves and then see if that helps, because since the washing cycle was not hot, I don't know what the fuck that was all about, but that might have something to do with why they still aren't, because they didn't initially get hot enough, even though the dryer itself is hot, but like not hot enough. I don't fucking know. So they're just chilling around in the fucking dryer right now, and in an hour, basically, I'm gonna see what the fuck is up. So they are felting, but it's just taking a lot longer than I expected. They're back out. They did not shrink anymore. So now I'm gonna get a tub and put hot fucking water in it and then just beat them up in there. I don't know. Okay, after putting them in super hot water, they are felting more. They're still super damp, so I'm gonna put them in for a little bit longer, but this was the move. Okay, right now they are tiny. I did see people say that you really shouldn't try to like mold them super well when they're still really wet. So I'm just gonna very lightly mold them. I'm not gonna try and stretch them out. I'm literally just going to make them not as lumpy. And then I'm just gonna let them dry. And if they're still a little bit too big, then I'm gonna pop them right back in some hot ass water and throw them back in the dryer. Like, look at how cutesy! Oh, they look so much better than I expected. I'm so happy so far. And here is my normal slipper, just in comparison right now, because like I said, when they're wet, they do stretch. And as you wear them, they should grow a little bit. So I'm gonna leave them a little bit smaller until they're fully dry. And then when I put them on, my little toes will make them do something. All right, besties, it has been a few days. If you've ever worked with wet wool, it does take a while to air dry on its own, but here are my slippers. Don't they look so cutie? I think they turned out really well for my first time doing them. I have already ordered some new yarn in different colors to make more pairs. I think I'm gonna make my mom a pair. I'm going to make myself a different pair in a different color scheme, and these turned out pretty good. I will say, I don't love the I-cord color. Drops Snow, if you ever look at online swatches on the website that you're ordering yarn, those are not reliable as a color. Go on Ravelry and look at people's projects in specific colors. Also, for the felting, I personally will not even bother washing them in my washing machine because the temperature did not get hot. I will, once again, put them in a tub of hot water. I will manually hand wring as much water as I can and then throw them in the dryer and monitor them that way. So that is my plan moving forward. Here they are, super cutie though. I do wonder, like, if I should maybe get them wet one more time and maybe felt them a little more. But with socks, they do stay on. I do think that they're comfy, and I think maybe wearing them over time, that will also just naturally mold the wool to your foot. But I'm really happy that I was able to do them, and the more that I knit and the more I accomplish in being able to follow written patterns, although this one did have a really helpful video, I was able to read the pattern and only referenced the video for a couple parts to see like visually what exactly I'm doing. But like I was able to follow most of the written part and understand what I'm supposed to be doing. So yay! It just makes me feel more confident in my knitting and that I'm able to tackle new patterns and make even more things that I want to. So, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you are a knitter, if you believe you can achieve whatever you want, believe in yourself, keep practicing. Thanks for watching this video. I love you lots, and I'll see you in my next one. Okay, love you, bye! Happy knitting or crocheting.